Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has once again locked horns with the Congress party. This time it's his opinion piece hailing India's diplomatic stand and foreign policy in the backdrop of Operation Sindhu that's landed him in trouble with his base. His party has once again distanced himself, calling it his own opinion. This is just a latest flashpoint in what is now becoming a long history of friction. There seems to be no end to this despite the fact that Operation Sindhu delegations have come back long ago. How is this making the Congress look? That's the big question. Tharoor is garnering accolades for his staunch stance in favor of the country. He has become the face of Indian diplomacy post-Operation Sindhu, but his party is unhappy. The question is why? Barbs are being exchanged routinely and becoming more and more direct and acerbic. An airy calm prevails, leaving one wondering, until when will Congress crack the whip against Tharoor, or will he explore the many options he has once referred to? Given that no side is willing to snap ties, should Congress employ a different strategy? After all, how does it look that the party is unnerved just because their leader is praising India? It's certainly not a good look. We'll take that and more with our guest joining us in just a bit. But first up, take a look at this ever-widening rift. In his latest praise, Tharoor claimed that Operation Sindhu proved to be a turning point in India's foreign policy. Not only was the military action swift, but diplomacy too was equally decisive. He further added that 7 all-party delegations showed that India speaks with one voice. He also highlighted how India's unity on terrorism sent a powerful signal to the entire world. He added India's message was stronger as it was politically inclusive, with members not just of the Congress party, but remember there were members of all different kinds of parties in India. Furthermore, he said parliamentary unity gave our diplomacy credibility and gravitas. The world saw that India stands united against terror. Not only did he pen down his views hailing the government, but also went on to describe how Prime Minister Narendra Modi demonstrated dynamism and energy as he engaged with other countries. Listen in.
Prime Minister himself has demonstrated dynamism and energy in engaging with other countries. There is really no such thing as a BJP foreign policy or a Congress foreign policy. There is only Indian foreign policy and Indian national interests. I'm not saying something new.
The Congress party is listening, and how does it make them feel? Because this isn't the first time that Tharoor has broken ranks with his party. The list is quite long. So for his latest article, as you just heard, Congress called it not a personal opinion that they endorse. Not a personal opinion, and not even one that they endorse. Tharoor responded sharply, saying that this is not about BJP or Congress. This is about India's foreign policy. Last month, Pawan Khera, party man, had seemingly taunted Tharoor by quoting his own book to him on surgical strikes. Tharoor shot back a tweet that included a line that said, "Zealots fulminating about my supposed ignorance." While Congress's official attack on BJP is that Prime Minister surrendered before Pakistan due to Donald Trump, the US President's pressure, its own Tharoor and even other leaders, part of those delegations, had reminded them that what US did was not mediation. Earlier in March, Congress Chief Kharge had shot out a warning that there will be action against those who speak against party interests. This after Tharoor had praised Modi's diplomatic skills in context of Russia and Ukraine. And even before that, Congress chief was upset and shot a warning when Tharoor had praised Prime Minister's diplomacy. So this divide actually precedes the conflict with Pakistan and has not abated since. Now naturally questions arise, just how long can Shashi Tharoor stay in Congress? Or conversely, why doesn't Congress sack him if he's so problematic? Well, the situation is a conundrum for all concerned, and road ahead is not so easy for either. Leaving the Congress is not an option for Tharoor right now because he is seen as someone who's backs secular, inclusive politics. Can he really join the BJP, if that's the question? Even though the BJP may believe that these titles suit them more than the Congress party. For the Congress party, Tharoor is a leading face that appeals not just to intellectuals, but also to urban voter base. Tharoor's identity is tied with the party, and therefore it's not easy to break that off. While Congress cannot afford to lose another big face, especially a sitting MP who's nationally popular. For Tharoor, he needs the Congress vote in Kerala in his constituency, and he has most of his term still left. While Congress cannot be seen as acting on a leader who's only towing a nationalistic line, imagine how that will look. So this is really a conundrum for both, and which is why barbs are being exchanged. There is an eerie silence on some issues, or at least what the future will hold. But the question is, if Tharoor is hailing India, why is the Congress so unnerved? Has it missed a trick in this regard? That's coming up with our guest.
It is not a sign of my leaping to join the Prime Minister's party, as some people unfortunately have been implying. It is a statement of national unity, of national interest.
बिल्कुल उनका व्यक्तिगत ओपिनियन है, लेकिन आम तौर पर आज देश की जनता ये मान के चल रही है कि नरेंद्र मोदी देश के लिए बोझ बन चुका है।
उनकी अपनी राय हो सकती है, वो कांग्रेस पार्टी की राय नहीं है।
Shashi Tharoor ji has lately started acknowledging the developmental politics and the new era of the regime, which is a message for other politicians also and other congressmen also.
Let's go across to our guest joining us. Gopal K. Agarwal is spokesperson of the BJP. Nikul Patel, leader of the Congress party, also with us. Ayush Nambiar is a political analyst with me here in the studio. And Rashid Kidwai, senior journalist, also joining us, tracks the Congress party very closely. Nikul Patel, let me begin with you. At one level, at one point, if this keeps going on, the Congress party has to take a call on how it is making the Congress party look. Because Tharoor is looking great. But the same cannot be said for the Congress party. Do you think they need to employ a different strategy?
I think people moving out of the Congress is not new. And if you say that if people moves out, the Congress has some trouble. I think even though after so many people moved out from the Congress in 2024, Congress had performed well. They were able to double the number of seats than the previous term. And the Rahul Gandhi, as the leader of opposition, is able to address many issues that are lead to the national importance. And those who feel that they don't want to be with Congress, then Congress cannot help them out. They already supported them. They have already given the positions. They are already at so many places. But especially when we talk of Shashi Tharoor, he had enough opportunity to meet him personally as well. He always used to be with the Congress, and he will be with the Congress, what he say to me.
No, he's not planning to leave. But why is the Congress party so unnerved about what he says? I'm asking you a very different question. Not so much about what he will do or what Congress party should do. I just outlined. Once again, Nikul, I just outlined how this is a difficult decision for both sides. Neither wants to snap ties, but certainly this is not a good relationship either. My question is, why should the Congress object so much to what Shashi Tharoor is saying? Let him have his say. Let him have his piece.
Yeah, again to me?
Yes, go ahead.
See, in your previous question, you asked about that why people are leaving Congress, and that too I have replied to. Now, regarding Shashi Tharoor ji is a member of parliament, and he rightly said that he is a part of the delegation and representing the country. So when he is representing a country, definitely he is going to speak about the country, and it's not BJP or Modi or anything else. Now, when he comes back and when he is into again the parliament, definitely he say that I will be working for my people constituency, and whatever policies that I feel is to be criticized, he is going to criticize. So let's wait for it.
So you're saying that this bonhomie with the BJP or the government line is going to go away very soon. So then the Congress party should not be so nervous about it. No, that's exactly my question. Let it play out. You should trust the fact that Shashi Tharoor believes in the Congress's ideals. Why are you doubting him?
Who is doubting it?
The Congress party is not doubting him?
Nobody is doubting it.
Then why are these attacks being made? Udit Raj said that he's a super spokesperson of the BJP right now. Why?
Again, I would like to say that Shashi Tharoor ji had not yet told that he is going to leave Congress, and he is with the Congress and for the Congress.
Okay. Rashid Kidwai, I come to you before I go across to my BJP guest as well. Is the Congress trying to push out Shashi Tharoor then? Is the converse the question then?
Not really. I think, Shivani, the Congress is caught in a bind. They don't have a cogent strategy to tackle the issues. You see, to my understanding, Shashi Tharoor's problems has been a kind of, there is no defined role for him in the party, either in Kerala or in Lok Sabha. And he thinks he's touching 70, so he needs to have a role. He met Rahul Gandhi, but that was did not result in any concrete step. And therefore, the Congress lacks any sense of engagement with Mr. Shashi Tharoor. Shivani, we must remember he fought, presidential election against Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. So Kharge is also not very keen to reach out to him, and that's a real problem. So there's a lot of psychological distance, that has taken place between Congress and Mr. Tharoor. One last thing, I don't see Mr. Shashi Tharoor, leaving the Congress. So it's going to bleed Congress white before and during the election. And as you're rightly saying, I'm saying it, it's making Congress look very silly.
It's making Congress look silly. Gopal K. Agarwal, the BJP should not complain. Not only do you have your own parliamentarians to do your bidding, you've got an eloquent member of the Congress party also espousing the great diplomacy of the Modi government. So you're very happy, isn't it?
No, we are happy. We are not criticizing or critical about anything. But one thing, if you want to understand the current situation politically, the relation between Shashi Tharoor and the Congress, we have to understand what is happening in the Congress. Is one thing is here also their own panelist is just closing their eyes to the real fact on the ground. He's saying nothing is there, no problem is with Congress, everything is fine. So the fact is there is a big problem in Congress. What the problem is that Congress is still happy with people leaving their parties because the current leadership in Congress, they want to restrict the and Congress to what the one family and one person. Therefore, anybody who can at any point of time become a counter power center, they just are more happy that he goes and leaves the party. They are not interested in strengthening the party. One thing. The second thing is, even on the national issue, their complete hatred for Modi ji or the complete hatred for the democratic mandate by people given to our government, that they are completely ignoring the fact that the people of the country are interested and have elected Modi ji. He is the Prime Minister of the country and not the Prime Minister of BJP. So they are not acting in this fashion.
No, but that's
also they are.
Gopal K. Agarwal, this is the problem. You can't expect opposition parliamentarians to be so giving that, they're not even going to raise any questions on the current parliamentarian. I mean, look at BJP, for example. You still raise questions on Nehru and Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. Forget about current prime ministers. So aren't you expecting a little bit too much non-partisanship?
No, on national issues, we are expecting and requesting Congress that on the national issues where national interest is involved, like Operation Sindhu or surgical strike or Article 370 removal in Kashmir, on those issues, the stand which Congress is taking is very much not conducive to the national interest.
No, so that brings me back to the main issue that I'm discussing. Shouldn't Congress really think about how it's making the party look if every day certain section of the Congress party, mind you, it's not the entire Congress party. It is a section of the Congress party that is daily, rankling with Shashi Tharoor, objecting to everything he says. How does it make the party look? Ayush Nambia, do you think as a political party, that too the oldest in the country, you need to behave in a more mature fashion?
I think the problem is very simple. I think the problem is about the same old dynasty politics that we have been talking about for maybe decades. Whether it is the senior most leadership, whether it is, the party men on the, ground, which I barely see nowadays with the Congress. I should be very, 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 very carefully saying that Congress has always rejected anybody who has stayed away from the Gandhi surname, anybody who has gone against the interest of the Gandhi surname. You can imagine for a second that, when the all-party delegation had gone, we had Owaisi, we had Dr. Tharoor, we had all senior party, we had Supriya Sule, we had so many senior leaders from across parties coming and supporting the interest of the government, the interest of the people of this nation. Now the problem with Dr. Tharoor is not that he is speaking for the BJP. In his article in the Hindu, he said, I am not talking about BJP's foreign policy, I am not talking about Congress's foreign policy, I am talking about India's foreign policy. What is wrong with that?
Because it ends up praising Narendra Modi, no?
So wait one second. Again, is Narendra Modi the Prime Minister of India? Or is he the Prime Minister of the BJP or the Congress? I am sorry. What is wrong with the people in Congress? What is wrong with the senior leaders in Congress? Why are they not letting anybody talk about anything that is nation first?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as if what Shashi Tharoor is saying is against what previous governments, Congress governments have talked about. He's talking about the fact that these are India's interests. In fact, all parliamentarians did so. Nikhil Patel, here is also why this episode stands out. You had the likes of Owaisi. I mean, his politics is hardly aligned with the BJP. You had the likes of Supriya Sule, staunch rivals in Maharashtra. You had SP parliamentarian as part of these delegations. You know, these are all politically pole apart as far as BJP's politics is concerned. But they have all kind of said that, okay, let our delegations do what they needed to do. Nobody has come back and badmouthed India. Nobody has said Narendra surrender type of jibes. There has to be responsible opposition politics to be played. Maybe Congress missed the trick there. You took the line so far out that your own parliamentarians are refusing to toe that line. Not everybody can say what Jairam Ramesh says, right? Or what Pawan Khera says, or what your other members say. Some may want to maintain their sanity.
I think my panel members are missing about one more thing, that as Narendra Modi is Prime Minister of our country, democratically elected, I think Rahul Gandhi is also leader of opposition, democratically elected by the people of India. Secondly, he is also raising the key issues regarding Assam, or it may be internal security, or it may be the foreign policy, or it may be the education, or it may be the unemployment. All the points that are being raised very well by him into the parliament.
What about Narendra surrender? Is that dignified and justified? That also he said.
What about Pappu? What about Pappu when someone says Pappu to Rahul Gandhi?
What does that have to do with what we're discussing? There are so many names that are... No, one second. I'll tell you why. Because there are so many names used for... There are so many names used for Prime Minister Narendra Modi also. That's not the point here. In fact, the point is exactly that keep your domestic politics out of how you represent the country. You say Narendra surrender. Do you know what that implies? It implies that India surrendered before Pakistan.
Oh, I think then BJP people also must start speaking a good language, parliamentary term for all the oppositions too. That is what is required from the good matured party in the country.
Okay, Ayush wants to go first, then I'll ask.
I think the topic has been completely deviated. Mr. Patel, with all respect, sir, I want to ask you a question. Okay?
Yeah.
Dr. Tharoor's credibility. Dr. Tharoor is I think, by far the most learned politicians. Whether he was in the Indian National Congress, whether he was a part of the Communist Party, I would have respected him the same. His contributions towards India have been neglected by the Congress. The Congress has not given him the space for senior leadership across the country. He is, yes, called in as a senior leader, but not respected or not given that same respect within the party premises. Whether it is the senior most leaders, whether it is Rahul Gandhi, whether it is Mallikarjuna Kharge, whether it is K.C. Venugopal, or whether it is any senior congressman who is in authority today within the Congress, has not given Dr. Tharoor the opportunity to speak or to be the same leader that he was.
That is only, no, but that is only one side of this problem.
I can answer.
Yes, go ahead.
I think my friend must revive his history, and he was minister into the UPA government. I don't think he remembered that. Are you remembering it?
Of course, sir. Of course, I remember it.
I
But
don't think that you are remembering it.
no, Nikulji. Point is
Are you
not about
agreeing
whether
or
he's
not?
today.
Yes or no?
Today's
First say
Dr.
yes or no, you
Tharoor.
are asking
Today's
question, I am
Dr.
now asking
Tharoor
question.
is not getting the
First
same.
answer
Today's
yes or
Dr.
no to
Tharoor
my
is not
question.
getting the same
I have
importance
answered your question.
that he should have gotten, considering the
Okay.
records that he has when it comes to foreign
Okay, one
diplomacy.
second. Can I
The
just
current
come in?
government is supporting that.
Can I just come in? Gopalji, I'm coming to you. Can I just say whether he is getting his due or
He is
not?
drinking water. He is
Nicole,
not
I
able
get
to
your
answer.
point. I get your point. Whether he's getting his due or not is only one side of the issue. Those are personal equations that leaders have to figure out within whatever organization that they are in. That's for nobody to say. The point that I'm making is different. What is Shashi Tharoor doing which is so problematic for the Congress party? Every other opposition party in India could handle their delegations, their members as part of their delegations, speaking in one voice. Nobody created a harakiri back in India. Why is the Congress doing so? Does it feel compelled to do so because it has to oppose the government of the day? That's my question. And I'll take that to Rashid Kidwai also. But yes, Gopal Agarwal, please come in.
Just I want to say, Shivani ji, I agree with you that it is not the question whether Tharoor has got the proper position in Congress or not. We want a clarification from Congress that on national issues, the way Shashi Tharoor and other, not only Shashi Tharoor, Mr. Owaisi, even Supriya Sule and other people have spoken very well. Priyanka Chaturvedi, they have spoken at the global level in the interest of the country. So Shashi Tharoor ji has also continuously stated on the interest of on the national issues, on the national interest issue. Is Congress supporting his thoughts or not? It is not question whether Congress support Mr. Shashi Tharoor or not. They may have internal differences. They may oppose India's BJP's policies on domestically, but at the global level, is national interest supreme for Congress or not? That simple clarification.
No, that is the right question to ask, because it's they had Manish Tiwari, they had Anand Sharma, they had other members as part of these delegations as well. The barbs came only for Shashi Tharoor, and as I pointed out in the history, this predates Operation Sindhu and the conflict with with Pakistan. So what is it about Shashi Tharoor that is irking the Congress party so much? Rashid Kidwai, is it because he tried to fight for the presidential elections?
Yeah, I think, Shivani, there is an issue of personal ambition, and I keep repeating the issue of Kerala election, a projection or a non-projection as the chief ministerial candidate. In Mr. Shashi Tharoor's case, it's very different. Kahin pe teer, kahin pe nishana. Things that he's writing or saying, it cannot be questioned in an intellectual sense, and that is what I'm saying. That if the Congress questions it, it will look a little silly. It will look as a party which is being vindictive. Speaking in praise of another political party leader is always a very difficult thing. Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee did it, and praising Jawaharlal Nehru not once but on many occasions. When he became in Janata Party, when he became foreign minister, a portrait of Jawaharlal Nehru was removed. He brought it back, saying that Nehru has done a lot, good for the foreign policy, and this was discomforting for Bharatiya Janata Sangh at that point of time. So it happens in political parties, particularly when there is a lot of trust deficit. But I would again say that please don't look at it in things in black and white. It is not that, Salman Khurshid or, Manish Tiwari, they didn't have any problem, because Mr. Tharoor is struggling and trying to look for a space and a place in party hierarchy, particularly in the context of
No,
Kerala.
but they did, but party leaders, Jairam Ramesh, Pawan Khera and others did not attack the others as much as they attacked Tharoor. They said the same thing.
Because again,
During
Shivani,
the
because there is a
delegation
person, Shivani, so Shivani, there is a person, K.C. Venugopal, who is also an aspirant for Kerala Chief Minister. He is also member of Parliament from Kerala.
So are they using this? No, but then that raises an even more serious question, Rashid Kidwai. Then is the Congress party certain section using Operation Sindhu diplomacy to settle personal scores with Shashi Tharoor? That's even worse.
Domestic politics is very much there. You see, politicians will always play politics. They don't do the kind of conversation we are having here in this debate. So that's why I say, kahin pe teer, kahin pe nishana.
No, but that makes the Congress party look even worse. If they have serious intellectual objections to what Shashi Tharoor is saying about Narendra Modi's government's diplomacy, you can argue that out. If you're only using this to settle personal scores because Shashi Tharoor makes you uncomfortable, that's even worse. That's not mature party politics. In fact, I want to ask you.
In my assessment, that's the case.
That is the case. Rashid Kidwai, in fact, I want to ask you. this whole thing about Congress party objecting to everything, this Narendra surrender politics and all, do you think the party is missing a trick? Initially, it started out by saying we stand with the government, but very quickly, all hell broke loose. Is it justified just for domestic politics? Their argument is, see, we are the opposition, we have to ask questions, or do you think they crossed a line?
Shivani, it takes two to tango. The Congress initially did try to extend support, but then there came a barrage of issues which Congress was dubbed as a, Lashkar-e-Taiba and whatnot, and it was, dubbed as anti-national, non-serious kind of, party which was not looking at weighing in the national interest. So, and there were a lot of speeches even by Prime Minister in Ahmedabad, in Baroda, in Varanasi, several places where he made a strong case against the Congress. So Congress had to get back. See, politics is not something that you can only do in terms of foreign policy, etc. There is always domestic politics. While MPs were away and praising the government, the domestic politics was at play. And as I said, I don't.
But does the Congress party benefit from seeing as so deviated from a nationalistic line? That is the future that the Congress party has to think of. And I will stick my neck out to say that not everybody in the Congress party is comfortable with this. There is a certain section that is taking that extreme line that others don't agree in. Let's not forget the G23, G22 era of the Congress party. Yes, Gopal Agarwal, I have only 30 seconds left, sir.
Just brief 2 points. One thing is Congress leaders' insecurity about any competent leader giving a challenge to them. One thing. And second is their confusion about what is in the national interest, and they are aligning with global forces. That's also an important. They are aligning with global forces to hurt India's interest to the tune that they want to hurt Narendra Modi government.
Okay. No, that's a fair question to ask, if that is right of the Congress party to do, and certainly some introspection is required.